Well, Tim, if you add up all the courses that we flunked together, people would begin to understand how the government works. Here's the good news. I made 800 on the SAT, that's both parts, and I'm one of the smarter ones over there, so don't worry, you're going to do really well. As to Jim, I think we've been doing this for almost 20 years. And if there's ever a contest for marrying over your head, Jim might win that for sure. Debbie is, I've really enjoyed your family. You've got 4 great kids and grandkids coming almost every month, it seems like. But Debbie has been a great partner to you and a great friend to me, and I want to acknowledge her, and I think her life is going to have some stability I hadn't had before. But you started your career as a very much excited, motivated, strong but quiet voice. And some people ask me, what happened to Jim? Let me tell you what happened to Jim. Jim felt that the country is not going to change without somebody making it change. So is that a sense of frustration that you had to do things sometimes almost by yourself? And I'm here to tell you changed things, and we appreciate the hell out of it. Your leaving the Senate is going to be tough. It's going to be, together we were able to put South Carolina on the map, sometimes whether we wanted to or not. But I've really enjoyed the experience of taking the issues of our day, whether it be at home or in Washington, and try to push the envelope. So when you leave, Jim, I want you to realize that all of us understand, particularly over the last 4 years, you took the road less traveled in Washington, and it is not your nature to be the only voice. And the fact that you were willing to do it shows me how much you care about our country, our state, and you will be someone who will be listened to because of what you've done for the last 4 years. And we're better off for it. I will miss you. Governor Haley, it's like picking a judge. You know, you make 100 ingrates, and 1 ingrate and 100 people mad at you. Filling this seat had to be tough. Just look at the people she could have chosen from. We have a really deep bench in South Carolina. People in government and out of government. You chose wisely. If these walls could talk, what would they say? Just think of the conversations that's happened in this building during the history of our state. I can't help but say the obvious. Yes, you did earn everything that comes your way, Tim, but this is a day that's been long in the making in South Carolina, and I'm very proud to see it come. Now, about Tim, the pay's the same. Ms. Scott, I can only imagine how you feel today. All of that work and effort and apparently some whipping. I was so good I never got whipped. That's not true either. But Ms. Scott, I just want to say that we acknowledge people like you in this state and this nation. And I'm sure that Tim counts his blessings every day to have the family and friends that he's had. As to our delegation, if you don't have a keychain, you will by the end of the day. Joe is the dean of the House delegation, and I've never met anyone who enjoys his job more. I mean, you can't go anywhere without Joe, and being there with a smile on his face. He and Roxanne have raised 4 great boys, all in the military, and the men and women in uniform have no stronger friend than Joe Wilson, and we know that and we appreciate it. Mick, you're going to be the next Paul Ryan. Just keep being who you are. The guy is wicked smart. He's a problem solver, but he's going to advance the conservative cause on the fiscal side, and watch this guy. He will be the next Paul Ryan. Trey, you're on bread almost as much as I am, which is pretty impressive. Trey comes from the most conservative part of the state. He can throw a punch, but he does it in a way that his colleagues on both sides of the aisle respect him. There is no stronger voice in the House of Representatives on legal issues, Fast and Furious, Benghazi. The way you've conducted yourself in front of the nation makes us all proud. Jeff couldn't be here, but he has passed legislation that would make this nation energy independent. That's pretty impressive for somebody who's been in the House for one term and newly elected. Tom, you bring to the table problem solving. You're chairman of the county council. You understand your district has got a lot of opportunity. You're the cash cow for the state. All of us are going to Myrtle Beach one day. That's the American dreams, to go to Myrtle Beach.
He also brings height.
And he brings height to the delegation. So welcome, Tim. The only advice I can give you is that you got here by being Tim Scott, not Lindsey Graham, not Jim DeMint. Just keep being Tim Scott. And that will be good for our state. You have a unique opportunity for the conservative cause. You have unique burdens. And I want to help you where I can. And anything my office can do to help you get started, we will do. But the only advice I can give you is just keep being the good person you are. And the thing about Tim, not only is he good at being a congressman, he'll be a great senator, he's a better person than he is a politician. And I think just being you, you can inspire kids in a way unique. And you can do more good in many ways than any piece of legislation. So I just can't wait to work with you. And Jim, I will miss you. Governor, you're tough. You're one tough lady. You put up with more crap than anybody I know in politics. And I just want to be that blunt about it. I want to help you because you are very enthusiastic about selling this state. I've been around for a while now. I've never seen anybody work harder to put our state on the map in terms of business. And you're recruiting some of the most important business enterprises in this nation are now looking at South Carolina. So the whole delegation stands behind you, and what we can do to seal the deal, we will do. As to our nation, these are tough times. 2013 is going to be one heck of a challenge. How do you get the revenue and the spending right? The one thing I can tell you about Tim, he understands math. That if you spend a lot more than you make over a long period of time, you're going to destroy the American dream. And that's what's at risk here. And Jim, help us outside the body save the American dream. Because I don't see how young people in the future can do as well as all of us unless we make some changes, and we make them now. So we're here at a tough time for the country with this terrible tragedy in Connecticut. We got our back against the wall financially. The world is more dangerous than any time I've seen since I've been in government. But I want to end this optimistic. There's nothing we can't do as a people and a state if we continue to work together. Remember, we're a blessed nation. There's no substitute for American leadership. And when it comes to trying to explain what America's all about, I could not tell a better story than the story of Tim Scott. Tim is what America's all about.